I'm Andy Cocktaildress from Co-op Culture, and welcome to another in our series of short instructional videos for co-ops, community businesses, and their development workers. In this series, we're looking at gearing ratios and how we use gearing ratios to help us examine what is the best source of capital for co-ops and community businesses. This particular video, we're going to be looking at the debt to equity ratio. So, what are gearing ratios? Well, gearing ratios are formulas that we, in general, apply to the statement of financial position, which used to be called the balance sheet. There is one of the gearing ratios that we use information that we extract from the income statement, what used to be known as the profit and loss sheet. But in general, the information that we're putting into the formulas that make up our gearing ratios, we extract from the balance sheet or the statement of financial position. We use that to extract more information about a co-op's capital and specifically the relationship between the different types of capital that a co-op has, and therefore what capital might it be best for it to try and raise. The debt to equity ratio, we calculate that by looking at the total liabilities, the things that the co-op or community business owes, and then we divide that by the total equity. And the equity in this instance is made up of two things. It's made up of members' shares, so withdrawable shares in a society, or share capital in a cooperative company, and the retained earnings of the society. So all of the trade, the result of all the trading that the society or the business or the company, so that the co-op or community business has done since it started. So we get the total liabilities and we divide that by the total equity. It's used as a measure of risk. So we can use it to see how risky the business is in the same way that we use the debt to asset ratio to look at how risky the business is. With the debt to equity ratio, we're thinking below 2 is generally considered safe, and if it's more than 5, we think it's probably quite risky. In the capitalist world, one of the ways it's looked at is to see whether the business has too much equity investment, and if they raise more equity investment, it would dilute the return to shareholders. We're not interested in the return to shareholders, but we are interested often in is member control. So if we have a multi-stakeholder co-op where we have investors and members and user members, investor members and user members, we want to limit the power of the investor members. So if we're already overcapitalized and we raise more equity investment, then we dilute member control more, so we can dilute the user control more. We look at this with the balance sheet in the general balance sheet, not just this ratio, but a combination of this ratio and the balance sheet to see if the society is overcapitalized. And if it is overcapitalized, then it should borrow rather than do more share offers for the required capital spent. Very specifically, the Financial Conduct Authority's guidance, which is called on their role as the regulator of societies, which is called FG 1512. And if you are going to be a co-op development worker, one of the things I strongly recommend you do is you have a read of that guidance. In its section 620, states that a society should not be overcapitalized. So their guidance is that a society is only meeting its conditions for registration if it isn't overcapitalized. And this is one of the ways that we look to see whether a society is overcapitalized. So if this ratio is high, then the business could quite happily take on more equity as a source of capital. If this ratio is low, then we may well be overcapitalized. It might just be that it doesn't have any debt. It might not be that it's overcapitalized, but it's a flag that says we should be looking to see whether or not society is overcapitalized. And if the society is overcapitalized, then we should be considering debt as a source of capital. So that's the end of this video on the debt to equity ratio, which is part of our series on gearing ratios. If you have any comments about this video, please leave them in the comments section below. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you wish to see more videos, short instructional videos for co-ops, community benefit societies, and their development workers, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload more videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and thanks everyone for watching.